Right. Hi, welcome to the Wine Jar once again for a lively conversation on wine and all things from the grape to the glass. Today, my team is back together, but it's not my team, we're a team, you know. We all come
We'll
with,
revolve around you.
No,
We be the stars in your sky.
I mean, you
Ain't
call
nothing
them the
wrong with
place.
that.
So
Yeah.
that,
well,
Ain't got
that's,
nothing wrong with that.
that's true, but you know, all of us have good content, good information,
Sure.
good taste buds, good palates. So it's not just about one, it's about all of us.
I like that.
You know, we put us all together and we create something really fantastic. So, we're back on the scene. And today, or this evening, because it's night outside, it's daylight saving time, you can't go out after 5. And-
Right, it's dark.
oh, we're not gonna be talking about this for 3 months. It's gonna be dark at 4, y'all.
It is dark at 4, it's a terrible
Ooh,
thing.
It called me down. I was like, wow,
It's dark,
Sleepy.
you know.
sure took a nap at 3.
Yes, and to be able to wake up before it gets dark, huh? So, on this podcast, or this session, we are going to taste something different. And as all of you'll know, I am not the one to come up with the name or the pronunciation. Sometimes I can't even pronounce my own name, and I haven't even been drinking wine. But
You need a glass.
in this episode, we're going to do something sparkling. Is
We are doing a sparkling wine, and one of the big reasons is at Thanksgiving with so many different foods, sparkling wine, and usually when we say sparkling wine, the king of sparkling wine, champagne, is the perfect pairing. Champagne is singular from other sparkling wines for 2 reasons. It's fermented in the bottle in the kind of classic method. That's one reason. The most important reason is that there's limestone in the soil in Champagne. Champagne also comes with a price tag of over $40 all the time, and the 2 big boys, Veuve Clicquot and Moet, are not available right now.
and why is that?
There's a supply chain issue that has crashed into all markets. Cognac, bourbon, tequila, champagne. You had something that people want more of, that in 2020 they made less of, and people are drinking more. So it's been like this perfect storm, and things aren't available now, or they're hiding them to jack the prices up, probably both. I like champagne alternatives at a real value. And one of my favorites is called and we're talking in France, so in France we talk place for producer, Limoux, Lmous. And the style of wine is called Blanquette de Limoux, and Blanquette means very bubbly.
Okay.
They have one called Cremant, that's kind of a little less bubbly, and Blanquette is more bubbly, I believe. I'll fact check myself. This producer, Saint-Célé, is an amazing value to me. This delivers almost everything that you're going to get from your label champagne, and it's an under $20 price point. Again, Thanksgiving, you're gonna have a big gravy, you're going to probably have a crudité, some meat and cheese, a vegetable, some mac and cheese. I know I'm going to. You can either drink 9 wines, which I'll probably do as well.
I mean, hey, and there's nothing wrong
Not
with
even
that.
fat, that's a fact.
Celebrate.
Also, there can be a wine that really pairs with everything, and I truly think sparkling wine is the best pairing. So, another
Before
thing.
you open that,
Please.
can you say the name of this again?
So, the name you see the biggest is Saint-Célé.
Okay, so fun fact. Now, when I look at this bottle, this label,
Mhm.
I see Saint Hilaire.
Yep.
That's what, if you said what you said, I say no, it's Saint Hilaire. I
Yeah.
don't know. We're not talking about the same thing.
I used to tell my tables, they pay me to say it like that, and if they don't, I don't say it like that, I don't get paid. So I spent so many years researching the pronunciations and kind of learning the French.
Interesting.
This méthode traditionnelle on the bottle means traditional method, means it's fermented in the bottle. You got it.
I just spelled it because I read that at the bottom of the label. That it's fermented in the bottle.
Something weird about this bottle that you don't find all the time, Limoux, the area is small. The producer is actually bigger. This bottle is kind of in the American style in that the people that make it have made themselves the most prominent.
Okay.
Which is opposite of what French wine usually.
Usually French wines are the other way.
We
But now
the area.
Champagne can only come from the Champagne region.
From the Champagne region.
Right.
This is similar to Champagne because in the Sancerre region there is limestone, just like in Champagne.
Okay. So it's a close cousin or
Close cousin, you got it. And this,
stepsister, something like that.
and this is actually older than Champagne.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not leveraging the magic of television. I'm opening this live, and this is something we all need to know. You break off your foil, then you have your cage. You untwist your cage, pull it apart. Under no circumstances, under pain of losing an eye, does your thumb ever leave here.
Ah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've always just watched this on like Instagram.
And I grab the bottle, then grab here, then I twist the bottle. And
Not
you
the
want to
top.
get, correct, twisting the bottle, and you'll get a hiss, not a pop.
There it is.
Okay.
Huh.
All that mess and stuff, if I win a NBA championship and I got bottles
Then
to
you
it,
might
it
cut the
makes
top
me
off.
mad. I'm like, whoa, like get a bottle of Pink Andre and do that, and let's drink the champagne.
Andre, oh, I haven't had Andre since I first started drinking in college.
Oh, Andre.
And
So had
so
enough bubbles.
it's a part of the Prosecco family also, or?
Prosecco is something in and of itself.
And it's different from this?
Correct. Prosecco is
Okay.
not bottle fermented. It's not what you get when you get the bottle fermentation on the nose.
It
You
smells
get
like cheese.
buttery, but so you'll get that because of the bottle fermentation, right? That comes up.
It smells like white cheddar cheese.
So brioche is something people get a lot. Croissant, the smell of croissant. You get
Mhm.
mild brie cheese. You
I
get
get sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar?
White cheddar is what I'm smelling.
well, and what you're smelling is and the things I like to drink. Everything I like to drink is funky. Every
This
single
is
thing.
funky.
I like sour beer. I like funky wines. One of my favorite wines, the quality that it describes is cat pee. I
Oh,
drink
okay.
cider. I drink cider that I swear to God it smells like a barnyard, and it'll rip your face off dry. But there's just something about it that the flavor is just so complete. It does something to the
So
palate.
that-
So, okay,
Mhm.
now, when you pour this in this glass, it
Mhm.
smells like extra sharp white cheddar
Mhm,
cheese.
mhm.
It does not taste at all like cheese.
No.
It is sweet. Not like excruciating, not like a Moscato sweet, but to me, it's like, oh, I could drink this.
Mhm.
The bubbles would catch up to me, but
Mhm.
I could definitely, it does not taste like what it smells like at all.
It's like when you pop in this, I highly suggest everybody have one on hand. And that'll get you another probably 8 to 10 hours of optimum freshness out of the bottle.
Okay.
If it goes for a whole day, I throw it into a sangria or make a punch out of it.
Okay.
Even when it loses its bubble.
Is it something that you can cook with?
Yeah, you can make a beautiful, so champagne vinaigrette is a popular dressing. This would work well in a champagne vinaigrette. It would work well with like butter, some shallots, some butter, a little olive oil for like a light fish sauce or a shellfish sauce. It'd be good in shrimp.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Y'all were
absolutely.
talking like food. Immediately in my head, I was like cupcakes,
I like that actually.
vanilla cupcakes.
Okay.
Well, because I
It's
love
not-
7-Up cake.
Right.
It's almost the
thinking
same
of
principle.
it.
It's
It's
like,
the bubbles. It's
yeah.
the carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
But
as
this
soon
is
as I
a
tasted it, I was-
carbonation, is it? This is
and
carb-
naturally carbonated.
Naturally carbonated, okay.
But because they fermented in the bottle, they trap all the carbon dioxide. Oh, I just touched the top. I'm so sorry. My hands are clean, I promise. I'm so sorry, ladies. The carbon dioxide is trapped and then eventually just integrates with the wine.
That's why every time you raise the glass to taste, like to take another sip, you still smell cheese.
Just a
But
little
it's
bit.
like it messes with your mind because you're like, but it doesn't taste like that. But I
No, yeah,
don't
you're
want
right.
to smell it at the same
Mhm.
time. It's one of those things somebody would say, you gotta hold your breath before
Hold
you
your
take
nose
it.
and just.
And it's like, well, then you're not gonna taste it.
Well, and now I'd probably say if we did like a Moet Imperial or a,
No, that's it. Now you're like, oh dang. My bad.
if we got like a higher end champagne, that cheese would probably turn into sweet butter. But that's the difference between like 14 and $90. Also, please,
Mhm. This last sip.
yeah,
Um,
talk about it. I love the journey here.
Does anybody else get like fertilizer?
That is not, the things that you are saying make a lot of sense, because again,
The fermentation.
it's a natural fermentation, it's
Mhm.
fermentating, and the bottle basically farts into itself as they rotate it. It's,
Very true.
you know, what is alcohol?
What is some-
Bread, sugar, water, and air to make it rotten and start bubbling up. I find if we had some funky cheeses, it almost kind of cuts that.
Yeah, which would make sense, because
And
It's
I
just
did
the
a
smell, it's
tasting
not the
or a event one time, and it was bubbly and fried foods. Cause I find that I can drink bubbly with fried. It cuts the grease.
I would love this with like some perfect whiting.
Right,
Yeah,
fried
I'm
wine.
gonna try that. I'm
Okay.
gonna try that.
Or fried chicken and waffles.
Absolutely.
Okay, this would be that type, you know, the batter and the waffles would cut the,
they would do the same thing that the cheese would do.
yeah, so, yeah, this would make a nice brunch event, you know, with,
A lot of people also will add like a liqueur, like a raspberry, like for every 6 ounces, you can add like half an ounce of a raspberry liqueur or like Saint Germain to soften it
Oh, I
up.
like Saint Germain.
Yeah, Saint Germain in this.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of my best-selling cocktails.
I
We
think
called
the-
it Backup Vocalist, because
Really?
Jermaine Jackson,
Yeah.
and it was just that and strawberry.
Well, my girlfriend's last name is Saint Germain, so she gave everybody a bottle of Saint Germain for
All
Christmas
right now.
one year, yeah.
She
Nice.
said, y'all gonna remember me.
Yo.
I know that's
Some
right.
point throughout this year, we're gonna drink this.
So, and I'm not a sparkling person by, you know,
This is good though, I do like this.
this is good, once, and like you said, once you get past the aroma or the.
You do get that kind of natural rustic,
Mhm.
slight, in wine it's called barnyard.
Okay.
Yeah, your favorite topic?
Well, I laugh because, and only even if my sister and my brother, or my father are listening to this, they would know.
Mhm.
On the way up to Great Barrington,
You're gonna get a little more fruit forward.
Okay.
You're gonna get less complexity, but you're also gonna get less funk. That's kind of the trade-off
Okay.
between some of these things.
it's, the only way in my brain right now that is like describing Prosecco is like ashy, like static. Like,
I like that.
that's how it
Static.
because it doesn't, for me, I would prefer this over Prosecco. Like if they sold this in the, like, you know,
The
the
little
smaller
bottles,
Prosecco
right.
bottles, I would absolutely grab that.
Hmm.
Because Prosecco to me is like, oh, I just want the bubbles on top of whatever else I'm drinking. It's not, I'm not drinking Prosecco for flavor. Because I'm like, this tastes ashy.
Ashy. Okay.
Yeah, I would never put Prosecco in it. I mean, I think I have, like, oh, I want something like, you know, trying to be fancy in the
Right.
beginning of drinking, and then it's like, you could just give me a cocktail. I do not.
Sure.
So, my question too, why do they drink champagne and this in fluted glasses?
No, that's a really good
So,
question.
I kind of like to talk about the champagne glass journey, and there's 3 kinds. There's the flute, there's the wide kind of cup,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a wine glass. Any wine people I've ever seen, they drink it in a wine glass. The flute,
A stemmed wine glass?
stem wine glass.
Okay, alright.
The flute, it was thought to preserve the bubbles, which does, but you don't, so you have less surface area. That first one, it's modeled after Marie Antoinette. Henry VIII was so infatuated, he modeled it after a part of her. That disperses the bubbles because it's flat.
Okay.
The flute keeps the bubbles, but the flute, you need kind of some real estate and some air for it to be able to breathe. Yeah, exactly, for the aromatics. So it's not as good for the nose on the wine. Wine glasses, now at the same time, there might have been some logic to cut that yeasty smell.
Right.
People
Oh,
weren't,
that makes sense.
the way people symphonically sniff wine now, they probably weren't doing for all the ages. They were tasting it to taste good.
Right.
That glass could have been to maybe cut down on some of those cheesy, bready, biscuity notes,
Because you
possibly.
didn't have all that air hitting it.
Correct.
And then your nose didn't, you know, you have a smaller
Mhm.
space for your nose to inhale, so it gets a different
Correct,
type
correct.
of,
I
yeah.
always think if I see a flute, somebody got married, somebody is celebrating
Here's a
something.
toast, right.
I would like a large
Yes, please.
stem wine
Yeah.
glass or a cocktail.
Well, and I tell restaurants when I'm consulting,
Come
like,
consultant.
I do what I can.
Hey,
I try to give some
let's
advice.
celebrate.
Well, because it's like I didn't ran up the cost and was such a mess at so many. I know what to do to make it not be bad, basically. This is what you put in place to make your employees do right, because I did wrong. Anyway, I tell them to buy 4 glasses, and that's it. A tall, like a tall skinny glass, a rocks glass, a wine glass, and then a coupe. That doubles as a martini glass. You don't need a red and white wine. You don't need one wine glass for everything. I find does the job.
I have one wine glass.
Oh, shoot.
They're for everything.
Yep.
And I was always impressed with what's her name, Kerry Washington on Scandal. She had this long stem, nice bowl.
I see
The big
people.
Riedel, yeah.
I see people on like social media. There are folks that I follow that are not like celebrities. They're like regular folks, and I'm like, oh, I want glasses like that.
Yeah.
But I don't have cabinets. My cabinets are like aren't high enough.
We got one at a wine bar I worked at, and we were told just to put them away, and I tried to wash it.
Oh no.
But then the champagne glasses.
They told me to leave it at Peaky, but I couldn't.
No, you don't put nothing else away.
Right, yeah, literally.
You go on over someplace.
I've found recently champagne or fluted glasses that are stemless.
Mhm.
Now, is there something, I mean, when you have a wine glass, a red wine glass, and you hold it by the stem, you're kind of warming the bowl.
They say you don't want to do that because the oils in your hand, like even with cognac, you know how they used to drink it like that? The oils in your hand and your pheromones start affecting the wine. They say the proper way to always hold it is either like this or like this, to not get this hot or get... I don't hold it here because I'm usually eating and I'm a man, and it would be probably something that looked like you know, like every course you'd see all up and down the glass. I'm not trying to be proper usually, I'm just trying to keep, you know, fingers that still got some aioli or whatever on them off the glass. It's a strategy. I tell people hold it where you want. Whatever
And
makes you happy.
stem for me allows me to get a better drink, for lack of a better
Yeah,
word.
I hear you.
know.
I
hear you.
like stemless. You know what's funny is my stemless glasses have turned. I can now have that, and I'll, you know, if I'm home, let's celebrate.
Right.
Just, you know, it's Friday. We made another week. I pulled out my the old
But-
school.
I am into to stem glassware for anything, you know. Even a nice glass of cold water sometimes. It just
Can't hurt.
It can't hurt.
Absolutely.
It can't hurt. But like I said, the fluted things I'm not really impressed with, only because it's too narrow.
Right.
I was like, I want to drop it.
Right, and I don't get the whole experience because you can't get the true aroma
There you go.
along with what you're tasting.
Right.
So I'm not into the food. I'll pour this into a glass like this, which
There you go.
I just use this as a tasting glass most of the time.
Sure.
Yeah, because your glass is not what it smells.
No,
This is the trial glass. I like
It's
that.
like a long
Yeah.
stem and a big bowl.
But, you know, when we talk, and it's not something that I would drink by itself. Sparkling wines is something that I definitely have to find, to have a tray of cheeses and meats. And I don't even think that I would like to have this with berries or fruits. I don't think that would be a good pairing for me.
I mean, if you put, you know,
What?
if folks do like to make a sparkling like Bellini or something to do it that way, I would have it with berries. But I would need something heavier for the bubbles to cut, because I don't do I drink ginger ale. That's the only thing
That's
that's
it,
carbonated
right.
that I drink. Or like seltzer
And that's
water.
a different type of carbonation
Exactly.
than
Like,
this
these are
is.
the small bubbles, the ones that are like, they're intense.
And what does it mean when you see the bubbles rising? Does that give any,
It's just the kind of gas dissipating.
okay,
Yeah.
alright,
Yeah.
okay. Alright, well, this is interesting, I don't know, maybe when you come to my house for an event, you'll bring some sparkling in the glasses to go
Oh,
with
no
it.
doubt. Absolutely.
I'll
with some
just put the
lobster.
box in the car. I got enough.
Here, right with some lobster.
Some lobster
Oh, we
That
get
I
fancy.
feel like is the perfect
at
pairing.
$50.
Yeah, catch them at Stu Leonard's when they're on sale.
Yeah, something
That
might fall off her truck, you know.
Woo, guys, okay.
Things happen.
Alright. But this, or a nice Italian sub, I could drink this with.
I feel
I like
like
that.
I want to be able, like, and this is just like as we're talking, to take everything that people think is like so fancy, like champagne or sparkling wine or whatever, and just have it with regular food. Like it doesn't have to be. I'm not going to Max's downtown to order like the top of the line anything. I'm just gonna have a burger, and I would really like a glass of champagne.
But that's what I'm saying, this and fried chicken? Or is this and a piece of fried fish?
I know,
I don't think I would have. No, this one might go well with catfish. Because catfish is a heavier fish.
Yeah,
So this one I would do the catfish over whiting with this one.
okay, but over what?
The other one we tried
Because
the
it's a
last
little more,
episode.
alright,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
The Chardonnay we had tried last time, I would do with whiting.
Okay,
Because I feel like that, the weight of the Chardonnay and the weight of the catfish would be too much.
Mhm.
But because of the fermentation in this one, catfish might work.
catfish. All right. Well, y'all, we have explored a new region, a new taste, a new smell
Yes.
today.
Oh, a new smell. Yes, we did.
We've had an education about sparkling champagne versus Prosecco. See, tell you, making those faces at
Because like once you finish the first glass, like you get to the bottom of your first glass, and you're like, oh, the smell is gone. Pour another one in there. Pour some more in out of the bottle.
And I guess,
Ooh, it is cheddar cheese.
Mr. K, do you
You'll
have-
find me at the Barrel Age, THEBARREL. Website is drinkthebarrelage.com. Every day I want you to drink, eat, listen, and think.
All right.
Oh,
I hear you.
nice.
I
I'm gonna have
like
a
that.
tagline or slogan of that. You can find me on Instagram at It's Taylor Made, ITSTAYLORMADE.
Good handle.
That is where you will see all of the food happenings and the gym happenings posted.
And you can find the wine draw on Instagram at the wine draw. And we show the wines that we drink on regular, pictures mostly. And hopefully we will be
Start
incorporating.
tagging y'all.
Absolutely.
Y'all been messing up.
And so I want to thank you all for listening
Yes,
and
thank
come
you.
back again. And we will have more lively conversations and something to drink.
I'm trying to knock everything